Conversation. Okay, my name is David, and I'm in Portland, Maine, and I'm continuing work on the Summit project. And tonight, I am meeting with a new friend of the Summit project. Tell me your name,
Gavin.
and tell me your relationship with one of our fallen Maine heroes.
Sergeant Kirk, Joshua Kirk, was my husband.
Okay, and you have. Thanks for meeting with me tonight. Yep. Thanks for coming up for Exeter, and it's been a beautiful weekend in Maine. And Megan, thanks for taking the time to come up here from Exeter, and you brought some items with you. So I want to start with. Can we start with the stone?
Sure.
Yep. Tell me about that beautiful stone you have, where it comes from, and why you picked it.
It is from the campus of Southern Maine Community College. It's off the beach outside of the classrooms that we met there.
So you met there. Tell me about that.
I was taking a writing class.
Yeah.
And he was in the writing class, and I found him completely unbearable at first, but you know.
And that's where you met, and of course, yeah, you were married. How much longer after the class? A year after the class. Okay, and the stone comes from near the academic buildings, where you both shared this class and where you first met too, right? Did you get it pretty recently? You got it for.
I actually got it on our wedding anniversary.
Oh my God,
29th.
that's important.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great, Megan. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan, but we have to hear about the Yankees hat. Tell us about that.
It was just Josh's personality to be in Red Sox country and wear a Yankees cap. I met him in 2004.
Okay.
When the Red Sox were going to the World Series for the first year.
Yep. In a long time. You're right. You're exactly right.
So,
86-year drought, right?
I was actually, when I first met him, I had a Boston cap on in the class, and he had a Yankees cap, and he yelled, "Hey, Boston, you think they're actually going to win this year?" So that's how. And this cap has endured Afghanistan twice.
Wow.
And, all that. So.
And you got it back. Was there a story about getting it back from?
It was.
Yeah.
It was lost in a mailroom.
Yeah.
It was at the memorial that the unit had, and it somehow got put in a box meant to go back to the unit and given back to me, but it got lost in a mailroom somewhere in the middle of Afghanistan for months until somebody tipped me off that, hey, I saw the hat.
Wow.
This is where it saw it last, and then it kind of got the ball rolling on where it was.
So I think what's cool about us talking about Josh right now are these items help tell his personality, like you brought, they really humanize who Josh was. And maybe the characteristic with the hat, can you connect hat with his sarcastic side?
Oh, I mean, it would just be fitting that he would walk around with a Yankees hat.
That's right.
From the middle
Maine.
Of New England.
That's right. That's right.
Where everybody is such diehard.
That's right.
Boston fans.
That's right.
So.
Talk about another item on the table.
This is his pin from Outward Bound. When he was 18 years old, his parents gave him a gift of going to Outward Bound after he graduated high school. And this is the pin he got after he completed it.
Right.
And it was just on some 550 cord, climbing cord,
Yep.
and it hung on the mirror of our car. And he had hung it there prior to me meeting him, but I hung it for a while after he passed away, but I didn't want the sun to continue to rot it. So
What does that item tell you or remind you about Josh?
Just, Outward Bound in the middle of Colorado, that's tough.
It is tough. That's hardcore.
That's tough at 18.
Yep.
That's tough. It's just
a significant accomplishment of his
absolutely.
To make it through that program, right?
Absolutely.
And then to have a reminder of it on the mirror in the car. Yeah. Is that a St. Christopher medal? Yeah. Right. Very special. Yeah, it's special to me because I can understand who St. Christopher was and what he represents too. And that's cool that he tell me about how Josh had to kind of modify the
the conditions that he lived in.
Right.
not luxurious whatsoever, and just through like just wear and tear, he actually has it bent.
Yep.
With some type piece of metal onto the chain.
That's right. Yeah. That makes me think of another story you shared, which is his engineering side.
Oh, yeah.
So quick segue there. Tell us how he was like such a problem solver.
Oh, yeah. He lived in a very small apartment in Germany. He was always, how can we make more room? Mounting this here, mounting this there, and the hardware store. He loved the hardware store.
The German
The German.
Like who wouldn't, Megan?
Yeah, but we were frequently there. So right before we had our daughter, he decided we were going to mount our TV on our wall, and he had me holding things up, and well, he was drilling, and yeah, that was just Josh and his.
But wasn't there a joke there? There was something behind the wall. A brick.
Oh, there was brick. There was brick behind the wall, so it turned into a bit of an ordeal.
Joke's on you, that one. Yeah. And then one more. There's a frame right there.
Yeah. This Josh was really, really great about when he was gone, making me feel like I mattered and I was still on his mind, whether it was like a little email or a little thing. But this came with a gift he had sent me on his first appointment.
Right.
And it was a little note in it, and the night prior to his death, then this note appeared on the bottom of our closet, and I hadn't seen it.
Back home
in Colorado.
In Colorado.
Where we lived, and I hadn't seen it in over a year.
Wow.
So.
You don't have to read the note, but it's his way. It was a note that he wrote from a personalized gift. Right, sent to you. Wow, from overseas that he ordered it and it came to your house. Wow. Tell me again about how he made you feel loved and how he expressed that.
I mean,
in little and small ways.
Awful conditions.
Yeah.
The connections weren't great, and their telephones were down, or
yep.
they'd get hit by a RPG. Their stuff, but he always found a way to make sure that
yep.
I knew everything was okay and that he loved me, and that whether it was like 2 words on the email like I'm fine,
right,
I love you,
right.
I'll call as soon as I can,
right.
I knew that if there was long stretches of time where I didn't hear from him, he was busy.
Right.
It wasn't as if he would not call or email.
Can we go back to his sarcastic side for a second? That's fun,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You gave me a quote where he said, I travel fast.
Fast or alone.
Fast or alone.
Quicker or alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Alone.
Yeah.
What was he saying when he said that?
Oh, just that he couldn't be, when we first met, he couldn't be tied down by what, he's quicker alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just,
can't be bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. And then here you are.
Here we are. Yeah.
But he didn't get a yes answer from you when he proposed on his first try.
No.
Tell me again, please.
It took 3 times, and I wasn't falling. He was smooth. He was a smooth talker, and I, saw through his BS, and I was not falling for it. So it took 3 times. So
you were good friends first.
we were friends. Yeah.
Right? Through school.
Yep.
Right? I like this story. Can you retell about how when he did propose and you did say yes, it was time for him to go, right?
Yeah. He actually proposed when he was there.
Okay.
So I got a letter.
No pressure on you on that one.
No.
Right.
So that was in late June, early July, and then the end of September we were married and headed to Germany.
Wow. We're sitting here in Portland, Maine. You have to, for anyone who watches this or takes that stone, who's been to Portland, Maine, tell us one of your favorite places you guys would frequent.
Gritty McDuff's.
What was it?
Gritty's.
Okay.
McDuff's.
Gotcha. Had some memories there?
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's stop there. We won't get you in trouble. Unless you want to share some more about Gritty.
You go into a brewery and he orders a Corona. I mean, that was just how
insult to
embarrassing
yeah.
it is. So
that's great.
We eventually worked him into not just a Corona.
Being good patrons of this establishment.
Yes.
I gotcha. What if I say the word polarizing?
Oh, that was Josh.
Can you tell me what that means for Josh?
There was no black and white with Josh.
Right. Absolute.
Absolute, yeah.
Right.
And that's how he was. That's how people saw him. That's how you either loved him or you hated him.
Oh, yeah. You did say that. You loved him or you hated him.
Yeah.
Well, you married him, so I'm assuming you loved him
He
very
grew on me,
much.
yeah.
That's right. That's great. He had a goofy side.
Yeah.
You told me he had a soft side, too.
Absolutely.
Talk about the soft side. What did that look like sometimes?
It was just the family guy,
Yeah.
family man who
Call.
would call and, email or
Yeah.
that.
And he didn't miss a chance to let you know that he
No,
appreciated you.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
He was always very great about telling me.
I just think that's important, Megan, because we all live busy lives and we sometimes lose sight of that or lose perspective. So for those that we can learn from Josh, the man he was, the integrity and the commitment that he took his time to reach back, right,
Absolutely.
and communicate that.
Absolutely.
I got this other quote you gave me. His CO said, he's like having an Olympic sprinter in a firefight. Well,
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Just he knew his job. He was quick.
Yeah.
Or it was to that effect. It's like having an Olympian on your team, like the best of the best.
That's right.
gunners.
How lucky are you to have
absolutely.
that? That's right.
Yeah.
You said that. He was very, very adept at his job.
Absolutely.
Very competent with everything he was assigned to do. And mature, like a few years older, too, than.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Did that get him in trouble ever?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, a few times.
Yeah, I think that was a big problem for him.
I love the story. You have to tell me why he said to you, Megan, I have a reason to not get in trouble.
Well, Josh, like I said, was very polarizing,
Yeah.
and he knew that he had something else to live for, to attain to, because he had a wife at home, and, a child, and all that. It was important. He couldn't mess that up.
Yeah.
So
He said like he couldn't have achieved the level
he
of.
wouldn't be where he was if it wasn't for us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a powerful message, Megan. Thanks
Absolutely.
for really underscoring that. That's a powerful message. And then we're going to close with this great story about how both Josh and Mackenzie, your daughter, Kensington, love to read.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Kensington will read anything. You attribute this to him.
He would read a cereal box if it was on the table. I mean, if there was something to read, he was going to read it.
Right.
He would read books over and over and over again. I think he probably read Black Hawk Down like 50 times.
Wow. So here's Kensington now, who loves to read,
Yep.
right? And so when you have to tell me how you discipline your child.
Oh, I take away books. I'm probably the only parent in the world that takes away books.
That's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have. So, in summary, when a hiker touches that stone, and they're going to hike it up mountains in Maine, and you might lead the charge here, and they think about Josh, give me the final wrap-up of what that hiker needs to know about Josh Kirk.
That there was a softer side of him. There was not just that chest-pounding, sergeant on the battlefield. That he had people at home waiting for him. He had, another side of him, a softer, caring side.
That means a lot to you. Yeah. That's going to mean a lot to other people who watch this and learn about Josh too. So thanks for doing this. And do you have anything else to add?